So Bungie has finally addressed the concerns with Eververse. In Bungie's recent blog post, they set out to address concerns with rewards from activities and how items found in Eververse affect the game, and today I thought I'd share my thoughts on everything that Luke Smith shared. In their blog post, the game's director Luke Smith said, "As you know, rewards for your character come from a variety of places. Playlists where you find random folks to play with, aspirational activities like raids, trials, and dungeons where you form up a fire team, and even Eververse where you sling some silver or bright dust back at us for items you want. However, in today's Destiny 2, the balance of the game's rewards is not where we want it to be. To be blunt, there isn't enough pursuit out in the world. We're going to fix it." So I couldn't agree more with that last part of that statement from Luke Smith where he said, there isn't enough pursuit out in the world. It's been largely what we've talked about on the channel here in regards to core activities like strikes, and it's been a large concern for players that nothing matters in Destiny 2. It's nice to finally at least get acknowledgement, but now let's take a look at Bungie's plan to fix it. So first up, Luke Smith says that all of this and more is planned for Destiny 2 Year 4, and the first thing he discusses is Vanity and Accessories, meaning ships, ghosts, and sparrows. I first want to read through this section and then we'll discuss what was said. We will be adding a transmogrification feature to Destiny 2. This will allow players to turn their armor into universal ornaments. We plan to allow players to do this with in-game effort or silver. This feature is in early development and is expected sometime during Year 4. Each season we will deliver an aspirational pursuit for armor. We haven't done this consistently in Destiny 2. This armor will come from activities, not the Season Pass, nor Eververse. As an example, we removed the Eververse armor from Season 11 and itemized it into an aspirational activity because this is the right thing to do for the game. We are improving the rewards for aspirational activities, raids, trials, and dungeons, and going forward, aspirational activities will reward players with power, items, and vanity. When we build up an aspirational activity, we'll have at least one accessory to pursue. The team is working on adept weapons for Trials of Osiris. Trials will get new armor, aka not reprisal, accessories, and weapons in Season 13. Trials will get new armor every year. Destiny's next raid will have brand new armor, weapons, and exotic accessories to pursue. Beginning in Season 12, we will no longer be selling ships, ghost shells, sparrows, or armor ornaments in the Eververse that are visually based on themes from aspirational activities. We are not planning on changing existing items as that is time we could be spending on itemizing the future. Alright, so that is a lot of good information in that first section, and I want to highlight a few exciting things. First is transmog. It sounds like we'll finally be getting a proper transmogrification in the game after 6 years. Allowing players to turn any of our armor into universal ornaments is exactly what we've wanted for so long. Also allowing us to do this with in-game effort or silver is also good news, but hopefully that doesn't mean the in-game option isn't some over-tedious grind just to incentivize silver purchases. Next is the aspirational pursuit for armor. This armor will now come from activities, not the Season Pass or Eververse. All I can say about this is that it's about time that the activities in the game were the source of our rewards instead of Eververse or the Season Pass. It's like it almost makes sense in a looter shooter that the activities we play reward us instead of a cash shop. But in all seriousness, I really am glad to hear this acknowledgement from Luke Smith and hear he himself say that they've made these changes because this is the right thing to do for the game. So props to the Bungie team for doing what's best for the game, not what's best for Eververse. It also looks like raid, trials, and dungeons will finally have something to chase inside them, with at least one accessory to pursue. Whatever the rewards are, I'm just glad to maybe have a reason to run these activities beyond just a powerful drop. Now, Trials is getting adept weapons. And I can't give too much praise here because Trials should never have launched without them in the first place. But the next line about Trials is worth praising. Trials will get new armor, aka not reprisal, accessories, and weapons in Season 13. Now I know Season 13 is pretty far out, but I'm glad that the armor and weapons will actually be new. I'm always happy to see new things in Destiny, and I can't wait to see what the Trials armor will look like at that point. Next up is the raid rewards. Destiny's next raid will have brand new armor, weapons, and exotic accessories to pursue. This is also good news considering Garden of Salvation's raid armor was just Eververse reskins. Hopefully whatever they make is awesome. In Season 12, Eververse will no longer sell ships, sparrows, ghost shells, or armor ornaments themed with aspirational activities. So I imagine this means we won't see something like a Rasputin themed ship for sale in Eververse if the season focuses on Rasputin, or a Siva Sparrow if we get content focused on Siva sometime. Overall, this is great news as well because in the past it really sucked when the best looking items for the season were only coming from Eververse. This is a great change. Next up is core playlist reward changes, Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible, and this is a pretty big one here because we've talked a lot about the lack of incentive for core activities on the channel here, so let's go through the changes. We are adding a new set of armor for the core playlists, Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. This armor shares a set of new geometry with decals and shaders specific to the activity. We will create new sets like this each year, Year 4, Year 5, and Year 6. This set will arrive alongside the next expansion. Starting in Season 12, we are adding a new pursuit weapon each season. This weapon can be earned by playing your preferred core playlist. This weapon will have activity-specific legendary skins that can be unlocked in each playlist. We will no longer be selling new legendary weapon ornaments in Eververse. Alright, so first we see that Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit will get their own unique armor sets at least once per year. It's nice to see that at least these yearly expansions we can expect new armor to acquire in these activities because it's been quite a long time since we've seen new armor for these activities. But no news on Iron Banner in regards to new armor updated yearly, but maybe Bungie is waiting to discuss Iron Banner more in the future. Also starting in Season 12, they are adding a new pursuit weapon each season, and it sounds like these are basically pinnacle weapons or ritual weapons that is acquired through any of the core activities you prefer to play, but there's just one of them this time. So you can play Gambit a lot and acquire the weapon, or someone else who plays Crucible could also acquire the same weapon that way, and depending on which activity you complete it in, it will have a specific legendary skin themed with that activity. So again, it looks like this is going to replace the 3 separate ritual weapons per season, and instead we just expect one weapon obtainable across all 3 activities. Honestly, a little bit disappointing that there isn't 3 weapons per season, like we've got in the past, but at least there's something. Luke's comments on the core activities rewards were really short, and I was hoping maybe he'd talk about things like strike-specific loot, which I would love to see return, and even new weapons added for things like Gambit. I mean, are we still only going to be able to get things like Trust and Bygones for a whole nother year? I understand these things take time and beggars can't be choosers, but man, was I hoping for just a little bit more on the topic of core activities. I just don't know if this is going to be enough. And finally, Luke talks about Bright Engrams and Bright Dust. We are making it easier for you to earn Bright Dust. We will be moving away from character-specific ways to earn Bright Dust and more toward account-specific paths. This change is geared toward giving one character players significantly more Bright Dust than they earn today. We're updating the Bright Engram to be more relevant than it is today. The Earn Bright Engram in the Season Pass will be updated to include various Year 3 Eververse items previously sold for Silver and Bright Dust. And going forward, that Bright Engram will update each season to include Eververse items from 3+ seasons prior. So it looks like Bright Engrams are returning, and this time they'll actually be worth acquiring, so that's nice. But now for some final thoughts on everything we've learned from Luke Smith's words. I think there are a lot of things we can look forward to, like the changes to vanity items being acquired in activities, improved rewards in aspirational content, and overall it feels like Bungie are making decisions that are genuinely good for the future of the game, not just for Eververse. There are a few things I wish they had either talked about or maybe had plans for in regards to incentive to run core activities though. Things like strike-specific loot, which I would love to see make a return, and news on Iron Banner, new weapons or armor, but overall the things Luke Smith shared all sound very positive for the game. However, at this point these additions and changes are just talk, and while all of these things sound really good for the game, we still should temper our expectations and not get ourselves too excited until we actually see these changes in-game and the effect they'll have. The quote, "We're going to fix it," has been very, very deceiving in the past with the return of Trials.
I know we are missing it. We are going to fix it.
It's important that this doesn't go out half-baked.
I hope that this time they really are cooking up something great for us, and "we're going to fix it" really means something. I love this game and I only want to see it succeed, but Bungie has got to prove it to us. They've done it in the past, and I believe they can do it again. We need to remember that the only reason for these changes coming to the game is our continued feedback on things like Eververse and loot in the game. So just know that being vocal with your concerns about the game is a good thing because it can lead to great things like the changes announced in the TWAB. Bungie is not simply making these changes out of nowhere. If we hadn't shared our concerns about Eververse, we'd see the exact same system moving forward. So again, always know that voicing your concerns can lead to a better Destiny at the end of the day. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one.